I wouldn't give you guys an update sooner, but last night was a little bit crazy.
Tell me about it.
Kind of insane. Here is the story time. Yesterday we made a video of her looking at her boyfriend's location and it wasn't anywhere that she noticed. Right after that video ended, we ended up going to like his location, or like where his location was at,
which ended up to be his ex's house.
but brought us to a church parking lot and like the house
driveway?
right next to it, because our like driveway is like almost in the church parking lot, and we had no idea whose house it was. It was still a little bit of daylight out. We're searching around on the floor parking lot thinking maybe he dropped his phone there.
So at this point, I didn't know that that was his ex's house, so I did call his mom just because I was genuinely worried and I wanted to make sure he was okay.
At this point, I'm just like sitting here like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to comfort her tonight? Am I gonna have to cry with her? When she called his mom, he actually answered. Her boyfriend answered.
After work, he went to the Dick's parking lot with his friends because that's like
where everyone hangs out.
Like
I guess like
yeah,
that's like the spot. I'll go and sit there with their tailgates open and hang out with his friends, and I guess like his friends is friends with his ex, and his ex ended up pulling up.
He pulls up to where all the guys are hanging out. They sit in the back of their trucks. His boyfriend immediately got back in the truck, leaving his phone on the tailgate
Of one of his friends' cars,
Yeah.
or like I guess they were all sitting in the back, and he left.
I mean, we weren't there. We don't really know, but like
From what we heard, like he left his phone on the back of like the little tailgate thing.
because as soon as she pulled up, he jumped in.
From what we know, not from him, from other girls, he doesn't really speak on his ex, but from other girls, she's like a little bit cuckoo. When a girl hears that, oh, his ex was crazy. Why was she crazy? But I think she might really be. I mean, we don't know the exact time, but he was only like a couple minutes down the road, I guess, from like what we're understanding, realizing that he doesn't have his phone. So he went back and she had already left with his phone.
Thinking it was the funniest thing in the world, posting on her private story.
Not forgetting that I'm friends with the girl that was there, and I seen it on her private story. Posting, now he's gonna have to come home if he wants his phone back. Girl, you guys dated like 2 years ago!
And having all the addresses in my notes is kind of a little bit of a stretch. I have a couple of like his close family and his close friends, but he put them in my notes for me. Him and I laugh about it all the time. We think it's the funniest thing ever that I have that in my phone.
Do you want me to help a little bit? Use this brush and just kind of like, just
Trust the process.
okay.
I have to go soon, so we're gonna kind of speed up the rest and leave out the boring details.
Basically, he refused to go get his phone. She even offered to like go with him to his ex's house.
But he wanted to avoid her altogether, so this morning he bought a new phone.
I don't know his friends that well, but my question is, why did they let her take it?
I don't know. To sum it up, I'm not a control freak, my boyfriend's not a cheater, and he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong group of people. But I have to go now. I'm going to a Halloween party.
And you're dressed up as who?
His ex.
Get ready with me for volleyball while I tell y'all something that happened at camp that is kind of crazy. So this all started on the last night of camp, and we knew this was like bound to happen because at our camp, at the college we went to, the fire alarms are right next to the like bathroom, which is by like the shower. So if you take a hot shower, it's bound to go off, right? The fire alarm. So we were like, it's gonna go off sometime. It did not go off the entire time until the last day. We found out that it went off, and not by some people using the shower. No, it went off on purpose. Girls were holding up a blow dryer or like an iron, a candle. I don't really know the story, but they were holding up something to like the fire stuff. That way the alarm would go off. That way these two guys could sneak off and do something, which is crazy. So the fire alarm goes off at like 12 o'clock at nighttime, right? Which is late. Everybody's already in their pajamas, taking a shower, or in the middle of taking a shower, doing all of that, right? One of my friends, she was in the middle of taking the shower when her fire alarm went off, which I kind of felt bad for her, but like it was really funny. She was like, I had to get dressed so quick and run downstairs. But little did they know, me and my friend, we heard the fire alarm going off, and we were like, we don't want to go downstairs. Like, there was no way we were going downstairs because we knew it wasn't a real fire. Well, we didn't know for sure, but we were like 90%, like 99% sure that it wasn't like a real fire. So we were like, we'll just stay in our room and just like wait until it's over. So we hear a knock on our door, and they're checking all the girls' doors, like dorms, to make sure like we're all outside of the building, right? But all they did to do that was knock, nothing else. All they did was knock. So like we just were able to stay in our room. We literally, just in case they had a key card or something, we turned off our lights and laid in our bed, and we were gonna be like, we're heavy sleepers. I mean, I am, she's not. So then, now everybody's outside. All the counselors, like, in the girls' dorm. This is just the girls' dorm, by the way. The fire alarm did not go off in the boys'. The boys who, like, wanted to escape, they thought that it would draw all the counselors to the girls' cabin. But little did they know our counselors are a bit smarter than you, buddy. They're small. They're smarter than a bunch of 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old boys. Like, the heck? So now that everybody's outside, me and my friend kept the lights off just in case somebody came back inside. And we're just staring outside, like, our window, and we see a fire truck. And I knew that when a fire alarm goes off, even if it's not, like, a real fire, they have to come no matter what, you know? And so she did not know that, so she starts freaking out. And she's like, Aurora, we should go downstairs. There's a fire truck. And I'm trying to calm her down, and I'm like, they have to come even if there's not a fire. Do you see a fire? And she's like, no. And I was like, come on, you know this, it's not real, right? So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna film this. So I get my little camera out that I have, and I start filming it. So that's what's on the footage that y'all heard, like, the alarm. I had some questions about that. Then popped in me and my friend's head, what if there actually was a fire? So then we were like, okay, if there actually was a fire, I feel like it'd be a lot more, like, crazy. And also, if there was, me and my friend are on the top floor, the last door. Like, that's a bit hard to escape, right? So we thought, if there really is a fire, then we'll have cool battle scars from burns and stuff, and then the firefighters will have to put a ladder up, and them hunky firefighters could save us, and we would be so cool. That was our thought process. Also, if there was a real fire, the leaders, why did you only knock? Like, that's all y'all did? You thought that would do something? No, it didn't. Oh, here's where it gets funny. Not that the other parts weren't funny, but this is. So now the fire alarm stops blaring and everyone starts coming back, like, from the elevator, from the stairs, wherever, and starts going into their dorms. And we hear a knock on our door, and it's so.
I lost my voice. Sorry.
But a lady, she knocks on her door and she's like, did you guys get back okay? And me and my friend were like, yeah, we did. And she's like, can I see? That way I can make sure. She goes, 1, 2. And then she says both of our names. She's like, okay, I'm glad you guys got here safe. Girl, we never left the room. We would have died if it were for you. We would have died if we actually were asleep. No, but me and my friend find it so funny. Like, what if we actually did die from that? Like, that's kind of crazy. But hey, I'm alive. I'm making it get ready with me. And yeah. Also, somebody commented on my church camp video saying, I don't think this is your video because I've seen this before. This isn't you. Girl, who is it? Who is it? I ain't stealing videos. I'm the OG girl. That sounded. No, stop, Aurora. Oh, I'm like cringing. We need to do my hair for volleyball because she's a bit greasy. Not really. More at the top. And also, like, I want it out of my face. Like, the heck? Okay, yeah, she's greasy. Which means we can do a slick back, we can do braids, we can do something cute with her, you know. Okay, so I have, like, these 2 braid thingies, and then they're gonna, like, go back once I, like, figure it out. But I thought I would, like, show you guys, like, me doing it, I guess. I use this stuff for slick back stuff. I don't really care. And then I also have my little brush, and then I have my normal hairbrush, Tingle Teaser. And then, I have, like, leave-in conditioner if I need it. I love my Awake conditioner. Now I have my hair tied, so let's do it. Okay, this is the finished look. Hopefully the hair looks good. This braid I love. This one I'm not the biggest fan of. It's full but small, but I do not want to redo it. I have time, it's just like I don't want to. But that's it for this video. Hope y'all enjoyed my little story about the fire alarm thing. Also, something funny, we told our leaders and they were laughing. They were like, okay, but next time just make sure you go outside. And we're like, yeah. Anyways, this is it, and I'll talk to you all later. And Jesus loves you, and I love you, but he loves you so much more. And hope y'all have a blessed day. Bye.
Why, to this day, I still cannot sleep with all of the lights off. A couple months ago, I told this exact story to you guys, but my best friend was telling me about her weird, creepy experience with a different little boy that she babysat. So I was like, okay, maybe I should retell it on TikTok. Because when I tell you I still have nightmares about this little boy, I still have nightmares about this creepy little boy that we used to babysit. I'm literally getting chills even thinking about this story, but let's get right into it. So we babysat this little boy every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. His mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she had 3 different jobs, so she definitely needed help, and we helped her out and basically had her kid for 3 days straight. For starters, this little boy was around 5 years old, and he wasn't nonverbal, but he never spoke around us. We never really questioned it because kids work in mysterious ways. And I'm really emphasizing the mysterious on this little boy. I have a really big thing for little kids, and I love little kids, and I would always try to play with him, but every single time I tried to play with this little boy, this is what I would get. The big eyes with the weird look on his face. I got a spray tan and look how splotchy my face looks. But back to what I was saying. It's fine. Like, kids are weird sometimes, right? Oh, at least he liked to watch TV. Oh, wait, never mind. He liked to stare at the blank screen on the TV. And if you tried to turn the TV on, he would look at you like this. Like, I'm watching my blank screen. It would low-key creep me out a little bit because what in the world are you staring at a blank screen for hours on end before? Like, go watch some Coco Melon. Anyways, let's just skip to the most interesting part. It was a Friday night. I will never forget. My bad, I take that back. It was a Thursday night, and I woke up around 3 a.m. in the middle of the night. So at this point, it was Friday. You ever have that feeling where you wake up in the middle of the night and you are dying of thirst? Well, I was on the 2nd floor. This was in my old house. Anyways, I was on the 2nd floor. I was feeling a little bit lazy. I was like, my legs aren't gonna work right now. I am in the middle of sleeping. But man, was I craving a juice box. I wanted one so bad, but we didn't have any. Reminder, we didn't have any juice boxes. At this point, we were too broke to afford juice boxes anyway, so I know we did not have any in the house. Again, emphasizing we did not have any. As I'm going to get up to go find something to drink, probably tap water, because again, we had nothing. This little boy walks in my room with a juice box. I didn't think anything of it. I took this juice box and I'm like, the Lord answered my prayers. Thank you so much. I said, thank you. He walked out of my room. I'm drinking the juice box. As I finish the juice box, I set it on my nightstand and I pull the covers over me to go back to sleep. I pop up. When I tell you, I was like, one, where did that juice box come from? Because I know we are too broke to have any in the house, like I said. Number 2, why is the little boy up? Why is he up? Why is he up? Number 3, how did he know I wanted a juice box? Because it is 3 a.m. It is way past his bedtime because his bedtime was 8:45. 8:45 p.m. You better be under the covers if you are under the age of 10 years old in that house. At this point, I know what you guys are all thinking because I was thinking the same. I'm like, we have babysat this little boy for how long? He is like family to us. Let me go back to sleep and stop overthinking. It's 3 a.m. You know, the demon's gonna get me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Even after telling myself, Gianna, you are crazy, stop overthinking, I was still overthinking, so I went downstairs to see what he was doing and why he was up.
Go downstairs and he is asleep on the couch and I'm like, Gianna, you are insane. You are insane. You just imagined all of that.
As I'm walking back up the steps, my room is right here. Here's the bathroom. This is the hallway. All the lights in my room were on and a couple downstairs. The rest of the house was completely dark. I know I seen that little fucker. I seen him. He was in the hallway. He was not downstairs asleep. Even though I just went downstairs and I saw him asleep, he was right there. I feel like I'm reliving it in my head. He was right there. He was right there. How did he get there? I don't know. I don't know. He teleported? I don't know. And again, what's going through my mind is it's 3 a.m. Crazy things happen at 3 a.m. So I go grab my flashlight. I shine it to exactly where he was and he wasn't there. So I'm like, I am not going to be able to go to sleep if I know for a fact he is not still downstairs sleeping. So I went downstairs to check if he was still sleeping on the couch and he wasn't there. He was not there. Let me just start calmly telling this story. I come back upstairs and he was asleep in my bed. I can't calmly tell it. That fucker was asleep in my bed even though I just seen him every which way of the house. At this point, I am bamboozled. I lock myself in the bathroom and I'm like, I'm just gonna fall asleep in here. And then I was like, never mind, I am not comfortable. I ended up going back into my bedroom and he's still sound asleep on. But now there's a new problem. My juice box wrapper was missing. As I am going to get back into my bed and lay right next to him and go to sleep soundly and forget about it all, he turns around because he was facing the wall and he said, I threw it away for you. That's the first time I ever heard that motherfucker speak. Literally the first time I had ever heard his voice, and it was the cutest but creepiest voice ever. My makeup looks horrific today, but let me know if you guys want a part 2 because it just gets worse. You guys bye, and now that I'm retelling the story, I'm probably gonna have nightmares tonight. I'm creeped out all over again. Ready with me while I give you guys a part 2 on the most creepy experience that I have ever had, aka the creepy boy that we used to babysit. This video ended up being super long, so I'm so sorry. Bear with me. I promise the plot is worth it. Since we have 10-minute videos now, there was no need for a part 3, so stick with me. So where we left off was that this was the first time that I have ever heard this little boy speak, and I was so spooked out that I slept with my mom that night. So after the first little creepy incident, nothing had happened for about 2 weeks straight until the next Thursday that he came 3 weeks later. So every time this 5-year-old little boy would come over and we babysit him, he would bring this little toy train, and it never failed. He brought the toy train every single time that he came. So on the Thursday that he came back, one of my friends named Abby was over. And yes, I already asked the mom of the little boy and my friend. They both said I can name drop. Her name was Abby and the little boy's name was Lander. Also, Abby had never been to my house before, not once. Every single time that we hung out, it would be at her house, and that also plays a big role. She knew none of my siblings, and she knew nothing about this little boy. She had no idea that this little boy never spoke. So while I was doing chores, aka cleaning the upstairs bathroom, she was downstairs playing with all the little kids. Mind you, I am the oldest of 6 younger siblings. Anyways, once I was finished cleaning the bathroom, she came back upstairs. We were sitting in my room, and she was talking about how cute Ari is. A lot of you guys know who Ari is. That's my younger sister. And then she was like, did you know the little boy Lander down there does not like you? Ha 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 ha. And I'm like, excuse me, how do you even know that? Because this little boy never speaks, so how does she know that? So I was like, he physically told you that? She was like, yeah, like questioning, yeah. Again, this little boy does not speak to any of us, which genuinely made him so peaceful to watch because he never like really caused a problem other than when he wouldn't speak about what do you want to eat, what do you want to drink, stuff like that. Anyways, back to the story. She was like, he said that you think he's bad and you're very mean to him. And I'm sitting here in complete utterly shock. Like, why is he speaking more than one word to this girl that he has never met before when he's never speaking to us, when we have babysat him for literally over a year? So me and Abby both go to my mom and we tell her exactly what he said. And mind you, Abby is the sweetest girl out there. I haven't talked to her in a while. Abby, if you're watching this, I love and miss you. Anyways, we tell her what happened and her first reaction was like, oh my gosh, that's so great. Like, he never speaks to anyone. I'm so happy that he spoke to you. Yay, you need to come around more. Ha 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 ha. And then my mom sat here and screamed at me because he told Abby that I was mean to him when I'm not mean to this little boy. I love kids. But of course, my mom believes everything that everyone else says, but not me, not Gianna, not her daughter. So I got in trouble and I got screamed at. At that point, I was kind of mad at everyone because now I'm getting screamed at for literally something that I didn't do. Like, I am not mean to this little boy, and apparently I am mean to him, according to the little boy that does not even speak. But again, my mom believes everything everyone else says. It's fast forward a couple hours. Nothing had happened between the couple hours. Me and Abby went up to my room. We were like hanging out, whatever, so we didn't really see the kids. I ended up going to the bathroom and I took a little bit too long. I was going so about 20 minutes goes by. By the way, it's about 1 a.m. at this point. I go back to my room and she's not in there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, where the heck is Abby? Like, she doesn't know her way around my house. Back downstairs and she is literally playing with the toy train with Lander. And I'm like, it's 1 a.m. My mom is going to beat all of our butts. She sees that he's up right now and we're playing with him. Again, we had a very strict bedtime in that house. Like, if you're under the age of 10 in that house, you had to be in bed by like 8:45, something like that. I don't really remember. Then I start feeling bad because she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea he came up with the toy train and he was like, play with me. And I'm like, girl, it's okay. He just needs to go to sleep. He lays on the couch. I put a blanket over him and me and Abby went back upstairs. A couple hours go by. Me and Abby end up falling asleep because it's like 3 a.m. at this point. I get woken up to a knock on my door and I'm a very heavy sleeper, so I was very surprised that it woke me up. Open my bedroom door and it's literally the toy train. He is nowhere to be found. No one is at my door. It's literally a toy train and I'm like, I'm being pranked right now. It's literally 3 a.m. Y'all all need to go to sleep. Stop trying to prank me because I heard a knock at my door and it's the toy train. But my 14-year-old self was literally freaking out. I wake up Abby. I'm like, Abby, please wake up. Everything I told you about this little boy, it's real. Like, look at the toy train. Well, I'm like, I'm not about to be called crazy again. So I go to try to wake up my mom and she's like, get out of my room. I'm sleeping. It's 3 a.m. Get out of my room. I'm sleeping. I'm like, me and Abby decided to go downstairs to check this all out. And he was awake. And I'm like, I told you, Abby. I told you. That little motherfucker is creepy. This was a couple years ago, so I don't remember exactly where I went. I could have went to the bathroom. I could have went back up to my mom's room, one of my other siblings' room. I don't remember. But I just remember walking back into the living room and she gives me the biggest blank stare ever. And she's like, he wants to know why you took his toy train. Just like that. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to lose this friend over a creepy boy. At this point, I'm trying to get Lander to talk to me. And I'm like, hi, buddy. Just talk to me, please. She looks over at me and she goes, Gianna, he's not gonna talk to you. Like, with like mucus in her throat, like about to cry. Again, at this point, I have no idea why she's scared yet. At this point, this 5-year-old little boy is literally giving me the death stare like this. I'm like, let's go back upstairs. Right when we get back upstairs, she's like, I don't know what this is, Gianna, but I'm about to call my mom to come pick me up. At this point, I'm like, Abby, just tell me what he said. There has to be a logical reason for everything that's happened. I'm gonna try to quickly finish the story because this story ends in the most disturbing thing ever. So basically she asked Leander like, hey buddy, why'd you put the train by our door? And he was like, I didn't, she did, and pointed to the corner of the room. She said she looked over and she saw nothing, and she was like, hey buddy, like, is that your friend? Is that who you're pointing to? He goes, no, that's my sister. Just wait. I don't believe in stuff like this because I am the believe it to see it type person, but this story literally had me believing in ghosts. I'm just kidding, but it was insane. He basically told Abby that his invisible sister doesn't like me, and that's why he doesn't like me. A whole bunch of really, really creepy stuff happened that night, but this video is literally already 7 minutes long, so I'm just gonna get straight to the point. Mind you, this little boy was playing with the lights, flickering them on and off all night. Would not stop talking about his sister. Let me get straight to the point. We found out that he had a sister that he had no idea about that passed away in the womb. And we found that out through his mom after we had to ask her about what this little boy was talking about. After that incident, we did not babysit him anymore because she was really confused on how he even knew about her, and his own mother was really creeped out as well. So basically this entire time, his sister that had passed away in the womb that he had no idea about was following him around our house for over a year, or all the time that we babysat him. Because again, this 5-year-old little boy did not know that he had a sister. Peace out.
Do you ever just get the feeling that one of your roommates is stealing things from you? Because that's exactly where I'm at right now. I have reason to believe one of my roommates is stealing products from my room, and I don't know what to do about it. So basically, I live with 2 girls, and me and one of the girls were gone for the weekend. So our other roommate was home by herself. Mind you, this is a random roommate we've only known for like 5 months. She was taking over one of our friends' rooms who went to Europe for the summer, and she's actually in the process of moving out as we speak because my friend's coming back from Europe. So anyway, she's home alone for like a few days while we're gone, and then the girl who was in Europe texts me asking if she can stay in my room because she's coming back. But since the other girl hadn't moved out yet, she stayed in my room while we were gone for the weekend. So then I get back from my weekend and I'm putting my makeup away. I notice 2 YSL blushes are missing. They look like this. I took this one with me for the weekend, but left the other 2 in my makeup drawer. So I text my friend who was staying in my room and I'm like, hey, did you happen to use these blushes? Like maybe she just misplaced them or put them somewhere random. She says no, she hadn't touched them. So I'm like, okay, maybe I just put them somewhere and I don't remember. So I start looking through all of my makeup drawers. And this is when I realize more things are missing. In one of my drawers, I'm missing 2 things of perfume. And I'm like, okay, maybe I also misplaced those. I'm really gaslighting myself. But then I remember that I have pictures and videos of every single thing in my makeup drawers. And I had taken these pictures right before we left for the weekend because I had just reorganized everything. So I was getting content for this video I was gonna make. I'm looking through my pictures. I'll put examples right here. And I see the YSL blush and the perfume exactly where I thought it was supposed to be. And this was literally the day before we left for the weekend. So I know I didn't move it before then. I asked my friend again, I'm like, hey, did you use any perfume? Like I'm missing more stuff. And she's just as confused as I am. She's like, I didn't touch any of that. So I decided to ask my other roommate who was there over the weekend with her if she had any friends over or like might have seen anyone go in my room. She's like, no, I was barely home all weekend. Like doesn't have any idea what I'm talking about. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening. I'm just gonna go for a walk. At this point, I was like, we literally have a ghost. Like some ghost is taking my products. I get back from my walk and I go into my bathroom and guess what I find? This perfume, the one from the photo that I told everyone I was missing. So I noticed this is all messed up and not put back properly. So I pick it up and the perfume is under it. And at that point, I'm shocked. I'm like, somebody is messing with me. I use that makeup headband every morning and every night. So that morning I had used it and nothing was under it. So somebody obviously put the perfume there while I was on a walk. So I text my friend again and I'm like, hey, like, I found this perfume. You wouldn't do this, would you? And she keeps reassuring me like she didn't do anything. And I believe her because she has such a bad guilty conscience that like she would not be able to keep the secret one. And also she'd be like apologizing over and over again if she accidentally took anything. So then I'm like, it has to be my other roommate. There's no other explanation. She was the only other one home when I went on a walk. And now I'm just so confused why she would take something and then put it back in the bathroom in a really weird spot. Like what does she think I'm gonna think? Okay, I have to whisper because she actually just got home. She's like currently packing up her things to leave, which is also why I think maybe she decided to take something now because she's moving out anyway. Plus my friend who's moving back in, like it'd be stupid of her to steal something and then move back in. Like I'm gonna notice. So guys, I'm just so confused. Like should I confront her? I don't know what to do. I want to talk to her before she moves out because she obviously still has more of my stuff. Like I only found this one perfume, but there's a lot more missing. And it's not like I care about the material things, but it's more the fact that like she was snooping around in my room, took things out of it, and then hid it back. It just like doesn't make any sense to me. Either that or we really have a ghost. But